And as we draw in towards the end of an era at Longacres, we're getting set for the final race of the final season, the 59th at Longacres, and not a glamour race, but the backbone, the meat and potatoes, a claiming race to round things out.
Lots of feeling in this race, Todd. The horses in the post parade and the crowd responding. We're ready to go down to Jim Streeter right now. Jim, down at the winner's circle, take it away.
And Jim, of course, the question on everyone's mind tonight is, what is the future of thoroughbred racing in the state of Washington? I understand you talked to Ron Crockett earlier today.
Right. We had kind of an emotional interview earlier today. Very sad at the present state of affairs, but trying to look at the future and trying to be optimistic. And Ron is pretty insightful, and he kind of laid it out for us. And I do feel optimistic about the future. This is the way it went, Betty.
Jim, we've got a 60-year lease on a 190-acre from 15th to 37th, bounded by rail on both sides. We feel the rail is a great asset. There's been a considerable amount of discussion lately on moving folks by rail with the congestion that we have. We've got the financial package put together. It's a combination of investors' money, bank commitment, emerald funds that they've gathered over the last 2 years, and a portion of the state fund that can be used. So those are the key ingredients. We feel we have unification at the present time. We've got the breeders endorsing our site and also the horsemen endorsing our site, which is one of the key things to get the industry together to work toward a common goal. So we feel very bullish.
Okay, real good. What do you think is a realistic year to look forward to for racing, if everything went just the way we hoped?
We're doing the best we can to go through all the land use issues currently. We've hired 18 consultants who are currently working on all those projects. Our aim is to have racing in the state in 1994, and with the cooperation of the various agencies and all the groups we're working with, we believe we can get a form of racing in 1994.
Certainly a reason for optimism, Jim. Let's go back upstairs.
Thank you, Jim, and what really is right now the last best hope for racing in Western Washington. Meanwhile, we're down to the final race, and it's time to take a look at the field.
59 years have come to this, Todd. Number one is Pleasure Retreat. It's a $20,000 claiming race for 3-year-olds at a mile and a 16th. And Todd, don't for a minute think that the owners, the trainers, and the jockeys want to win this race. There's Pleasure Retreat at 5-1 with Ron Hansen. He's a Rev 2, has been 4th or better in 8 straight starts. Basketball, recently claimed by Ben Harris, coming off a win. Cecil T, Dancer Supreme. Pageantry Double as the number 6 horse. He's running for just the 2nd time in his career. He won up at Exhibition Park. Flim Flam Taxman. James Prospect is at 8-1. Leap to the Lead has had a pretty good summer here at Longacres Park, and Frank Gonsalves rides him. Leap to the Lead is currently 7-2. The field is completed by Native Rustler, Go Go Green, and Holy John, the bottom horse in the bottom race in the history of Longacres Park.
Who do you like?
I like Holy John, the number 12 horse. He's had a good summer also, a brief layoff. Bryson Cooper aboard, and Holy John's my pick to go down in history in racing in the Northwest.
That's the way it looks from here. The horses, as you can see, out on the track, and it's been an emotional last few minutes here, actually. Folks have kind of thronged out. A lot of the people who have worked around or are out, the tractor drivers coming around, and a lot of people making sure they captured and could savor every last moment. Moms bringing little kids out onto the track, and just a lot of visual memories.
The crowd is responding in kind as the outriders went by. The pony horses, the jockeys saluted. The crowd responded to J.D. Taylor, our outrider for 20-some years with his American flag. There he is greeting some fans right now. He's been at the front of the post parades for, like I said, over 30 years. And our fans have waited for this moment. They've had a chance to savor it, and it's about here right now. Gary Henson will call the last race in the history of Longacres Park, a mile and a 16th the distance, and listen to the din when the horses leave the gate, Todd. We hear it at the mile every year, but there's going to be quite a cheer when the horses go out. We've had some time to prepare for this. Ever since the mile, the focus of Longacres has pretty much been toward closing day, Monday, September 21st at some time after 9 p.m. at night, and we're about here right now. Horses are in the gate, are loading in the gate still, and they've got one more trip around and a 16th of a mile. That'll be it.
Folks, let's just let you kind of savor and listen into the sound of the final race after 59 years at Longacres Park, and when it's time, we'll get one last call from Gary Henson.
Listen to their final thunder.
Joe, Dennis Dodge from the Daily Racing Forum was with you earlier today, and he said he hoped that it would go out with Gary Stevens a winner. That's just what happened.
Todd, Gary Stevens rode Native Rustler to victory, as it was a surprise to me, no race call, but the drama was there. That is the final race in the history of Longacres Park, and one of the nation's best jockeys, and Gary Stevens, a jockey that did call Northwest his home, came out a winner. Cecil T was second. And, well, we savored the last mile of the 16th in silence, but the crowd noise gave us what they thought of Longacres Park, and there was a cheer through the whole race. Well, it was an emotional moment.
Everybody got a chance to kind of share in it a little bit. You can see some of the reactions now as folks as they've been there, but they'd like to see it go on. It's an uncertain future, and we'll be back to talk about that and a few more memories of racing at Longacres when we return. There's a look at Gary Stevens aboard Native Rustler, the winner of the final race tonight at Longacres.
Gary Stevens and Native Rustler teamed up for the victory as we watched the race, Todd. They went by us in silence, and the crowd cheered them on home. It was an emotional moment, really. The last for so many things today. We've been talking about them. The crowd is now saluting the final everything, and the events of the day were anticipated for many weeks, and they finally came, and it still is a surprise to know that this is the last race.
Folks are beginning to press forward a little bit. A little bit later on, we'll probably be headed out on the track. Everybody wanting to get a little piece of Longacres, a little bit of a souvenir. And, of course, what a lot of people don't know is that Wednesday, satellite racing begins, and folks can come out here and sit. It's not as though the track's going to go away. Everything will still be here. It's just that there won't be live horses out on the track. Let's go downstairs now for some thoughts from Betty Dreyer and Jim Streeter.
Thank you, and the crowd has been incredible tonight, Jim, and it's just a really bittersweet moment, and I don't know, what are you feeling right now?
Well, it's hard to describe, it really is. It's just a sad evening, but I'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to our crew, to my old partner Joe Withey and Todd Pickett, and especially you for keeping track of me all the time, not letting me miss my cues and so forth, and she's the greatest to work with, she really is. Thank you, Betty.
And we have to get a congratulations in. You won the Handicappers Contest for the year, a way to go out in style.
Thank you, thank you.
And the crowd down here is excited and sad, a lot of hugging, tears going on. We can all empathize and wish everyone the best. Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks very much, Betty and Jim, and thanks so much for all of your help throughout the year. Before I let you do some recollections, having only been involved with this for 1 year, a lot of regret, joy at being a part of it, and I think if I had one regret for the season, it would be that I didn't get a chance to see Captain Condo win a race. And in some ways, to me, that's kind of been a metaphor for the way Longacres has been this year. A great favorite, a great tradition, everybody pulling for it, but things didn't quite come through. And that's the sense that you get about the way racing has been here and all the hopes that have gone up and down in the last couple of years here at Longacres.
Captain Condo's regular rider, Gary Bays, is standing right by. Gary missed closing day. It's pretty emotional for him. Captain Condo missed it, but we had a lot of great people, horses and trainers, jockeys participating. I congratulate Emerald Racing Association for putting on 2 excellent years of racing at Longacres Park, giving everybody their due that deserved it, going through history and recognizing all the people that made racing a part in Longacres Park. In this state, such a great event through the years, 59 years. Lonnie Powell and his staff did a great job for the fans, and the fans responded in kind on closing day.
It was August 3rd, 1933, when a horse named Vet Sarah won the first race at Longacres Park. Now 59 years later, Gary Stevens aboard Native Rustler wraps up a long and glorious tradition of racing at the Longacres Oval. The party is just beginning. Starting tomorrow, a lot of folks will wake up, think about the past, and hope that they can pull things together for the future of horse racing in the Puget Sound area. For Joe Withy, Betty Dreyer, Jim Streeter, our entire crew, and the gang up in the Turf Club, thanks for being with us for Racing at Longacres, and until we meet again, so long, everybody.